Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, okay. We're going to start talking to each other, or at least I'm going to talk to you who's watching right now, about video content, about podcasting and transitioning from podcasting to video content. I think it's really important in this day and age to consider that if you're going to make a podcast, you probably want to make some video content. And to the extent that you want to make video content for your business, your nonprofit, your organization, your club, whatever, you probably are going to want to learn a few things about how to do this well. I'm not going to say I'm not an expert at how to do things well. I'm very good at how to stumble through things until they get good enough. So I decided that I needed to bring a friend. His name is Mark Fastoso. He has several Emmys. He's a videographer, a creative director. He knows a thing or two about video stuff. So I decided to grab a bunch of examples of corporate videos and then get his hot takes on what he's seen and what he likes about him and what he doesn't quite like about him, and see what we can learn from that guy. I'm Ernesto Glucksman. This is Through the Noise Podcast. Okay. All right, Mark. You know, this is the first of a few breakdowns. Yeah, I'm just delighted that you're here to help me.
That's good to be here.
Understand how to make these things better.
Okay.
Let's jump into outbound corporate world. Where you're trying to make material. This is a common corporate video that you might find on a YouTube channel where you're trying to show off how cool your company is because you need to find employees to move across the country to join your ranks, right? You're looking for quality. Okay. So this is a biotech company with AI technology stuff out in Vancouver or someplace.
Here's the thing. We always think of biotechnology as being, oh, it's in San Francisco, oh, it's in Boston. And that's not really true. There are incredible things happening all over the world, and in all places, Vancouver, Washington? I don't know. We're going to find out. So please welcome to the stage the founder, CEO, and the most fabulous dancer of all time of ABSI, Sean McLean, and Built with Biology's very own CEO, Frank Tate, who is not a fabulous dancer. Cheers, you guys.
That is true. You want to be this? Here, you
all right, go for it. Frank, I'm pretty sure you're a way better dancer than I am.
Yeah,
you should have a dance
You're dead wrong. We'll do that later. So, you guys, I'm so excited about this session because, as you know, I'm new to biology, and because of the music business, how we find new talent is we go out and check out the clubs.
All right, so hold on. Let me give you my impression on this. Just to contextualize this right. Typically, companies go to conferences and pay the conference, become a sponsor to get the opportunity to be on a stage and then have somebody from the conference organizers host them there. Right. And so they can stand in an audience and then talk about how great their company is, right? That's the traditional approach. And then they put their videos up of this thing. First of all, we're 50, a minute into this.
Right. I mean, I just wonder, is this an audio podcast?
I know.
What is this?
That's a problem. It's not. It jumps ahead where the two of them are there.
Yeah.
And there's definitely an audience.
And then he blows through it. But when I saw your lab, I was in awe. But I'm even more impressed when I heard his story. So I want to ask first if you could share with him your story, because it's so untraditional from what I was expecting.
Yeah, definitely. So I founded ABSI 10 years ago with really the vision of
It feels good for the CEO to stand up there and be asked questions. And look how he's eager to want to respond.
See the CEO?
Yeah, this is a young guy CEO, right? And then the other guy just got hired. He even said, I don't know anything about biology, but he's the CEO of this conference covering the biology sector, which is kind of confusing to me.
Okay.
What? Okay. But this is standard fare. This is all, I'm in Washington, D.C., all the nonprofits.
So, I mean, you watch, I mean, my sense is you're only going to watch this if this guy
really matters.
Otherwise, you're not watching that. It's just a lecture, right? I mean, and just nitpick here.
Yeah.
Don't give your host a seat that swivels, because he's going to be just swiveling around. It's
right. No rolling chairs, no swiveling.
You don't do that, right? Because now it's annoying.
He doesn't even know he's doing it. He's just
Right.
like, they're both like, woo.
And both of them are not. They're just like, woo.
They're on a ride on a stage.
Yeah.
People are looking at them, right? Absci, this is an attempt to get more attention for the organization. Let me give you.
Right, but there's nothing as a video. If you're asking me just on the video, there's nothing to keep me here except you just want to hear what
No,
that guy
it's
says.
just brutal, right? Like I have to know. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a better level up.
At Absci, we ask big questions. We are not only asking these big questions, but we have developed a revolutionary platform technology that allows us to answer them. We are merging deep learning AI with synthetic biology to discover new categories of drug targets, design new classes of drugs, and develop new methods for producing them.
Proteins offer exquisite specificity to bind to drug-related targets and have powerful potential to modulate disease. We believe our platform allows us to expand biological possibilities and generate proteins that may be impossible to make with other technologies, to ensure the best drug candidates have the opportunity to become therapeutic realities for patients.
I feel excited to make an impact in the lives of people using my technical skills and to be part of something greater and bigger.
The cross-functional open collaboration and data sharing at Absci truly leads to innovation.
The Absci campus is truly unique with state-of-the-art facilities built just for us, with an abundance of collaboration spaces, full of natural light, and a long list of amenities.
So I was just about to comment on the B-roll. So it's incredibly well shot and lit, right? And it's also not generic because you see their logo on the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
So initially I was thinking, oh, it was just like Pond 5. You just bought something. No, okay. It's the actual stuff. So that's really good. But I didn't care about any of it until this guy was on the skateboard. Right? Because I don't know what they're doing.
But you should lead in with that visual.
Right. It's just it was like someone has some kind of test tube or it's just like, it wasn't telling another story. And that's what you can do with visuals, right? Mm-hmm. You got your narrator saying something and then your visuals can tell another story. That's what the skateboard does. Without them saying anything, I'm like, oh, it could be a fun place to work. It's
That's
casual. The other B-roll was just so generic. It didn't add anything to what they were saying. If anything, it competed because I was like, oh, is this what he's talking about? But here, I get a whole nother story about their company without anyone saying anything.
So you get the vibe narrative.
Narrative
that they're trying to, emulate and
Correct.
put together.
So when you do B-roll, I think there's, we'll just, one thought is, we'll just get generic C. It's called C-say. He's saying this, so you see exactly what he's saying. And the problem with that is then it doesn't really matter, right? But that's what's great about the skateboard.
It's an opportunity to show us color the commentary in a sense.
Yeah, and
right?
give another dimension to it if you're really thoughtful about what the B-roll is, as opposed to generic.
Eyes on the screen for what it
because it's it's another fun surprise within the story you weren't expecting.
Right. That's
and I bet this was like a throwaway. The guy's like, "Oh, I have a skateboard," It's, "Oh yeah, go ahead." Right? That's probably how that was made.
Yeah.
Light, and a long list of amenities, including a beautiful new gym and my personal favorites, the many health
new amenities.
Right.
Some guy giving you the he's pumping, giving you the like fun. Right, as opposed to just a pan shot.
I see. But Mark, how do you get a company with lots of stakeholders that are already nervous about being on camera?
Right.
There's an art form to getting them comfortable with getting something a
guy in the gym doing this can be an actor.
It's true. Well, it doesn't have to be the CEO.
It doesn't have to be CEO. It doesn't. It's not. It's probably good if it's not. It's just some cool person or guy.
But I mean, to get the attention and hold on to the attention, in some case, what we're talking about is you have to ride the edge of what? What did I just see?
Exactly. There's something else going on, but just a pan of an empty room. So that's what the gym was. It was a shot saying no one exercises here. Okay, that's what it was saying.
I gotcha. Yeah,
and so more intentional. What's the story the B-roll's telling on another level that's not being said?
I also thought that the CEO and you can. There's only so much you can level someone up, but it's they're communicating from a script, whereas could they have tried to have said it without the script so it just comes out? And I would have spent a lot of time trying to capture that, even if it took them 3, 4, 10 times.
Well, here's my experience, right? I've dealt with companies, museums, all kinds of different clients, and they want scripts, right? And my scripts, classic, whatever, Hollywood or whatever script, there's 2 columns. Like, one column is the audio, which is what people are saying, like if they're archival, what's being said, right? And then the other is the B-roll images. And I'll tell you, 99.9% of my clients never look at the video side. They're just reading those words of what's being said, right? And I try to tell them sometimes, like, they want to put more and more and more words in. And I'm like, well, wait, some of it can be handled with the visual language. You don't have to say it all the time. We're going to be telling another story. And that takes more time and, maybe a little more trust from the client. But it's going to make, I think, a more engaging, stronger video in the end. Right, because otherwise it's usual. It's like someone's talking and there's generic B-rolls of an empty gym, right?
Right.
But as I said, the empty gym shot.
There.
No, but the empty gym shot
tells us that no one's using
it. It's actually telling the story you don't want to tell.
Right.
So
there you go. All right. Can I show you one more from these guys?
Yeah.
But this is a level up from the presentation. Like, if I had to choose between the budget, go to the conference and be the sponsor, or make this.
Well, but also, listen, I had a lot more to say about this than the other one. The first video you showed me from these people, I had nothing to say because it wasn't a video. It was a lecture that was taped. It was just a lecture.
Like a minute, yeah.
Right. This is an actual produced, edited, conceived video. So it's a different thing. And now I'm getting in the nuts and bolts because I can see where they succeeded and where they missed.
Right.
Like the jumping between interview people, like just jump cut between the interviews. I thought it was great because it felt like a lot of people here and I'm coming at you. Now I'm coming at you. I thought it was great. Right. But then they just I felt were lazy on the B-roll, which they lost opportunity.
Yeah, and then just keep in mind, the goal is they want to show off the company is an exciting place to be employed because they're trying to get employees to come.
And I would argue again that an empty gym
doesn't work.
Doesn't work for exciting. Okay, go ahead.
Let me show you this other one. All right, here we go. This is good.
We're in an AI revolution. It's an amazing technology, but it's not a silver bullet. Its chance to succeed is directly proportional to the quality, quantity, and types of data you generate to train AI models with. And ABSI understands that. My name is Jonathan Eads. My role is VP of Informatics. ABSI's vision is to deliver novel, optimized biotherapeutic proteins to patients at unprecedented speeds. The application of deep learning AI technology combined with synthetic biology has the potential to unlock the full benefits of biotherapeutic proteins. You're looking at the product.
Okay, so I think this for me already has the same problem, right?
Okay.
Where the interview is really shot well. I like how he kind of came in. The wide shot was a little bit weird because he's looking way off, but that's minor. The B-roll, like I said, several of those shots they used in the other. Mm-hmm. So they're just reusing the same generic B-roll. The problem was now that he's into the AI and the bio, blah, 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 like he's getting very specific and the B-roll is very generic. And so the B-roll is working against him. Mm-hmm. I think he's got you can...
I threw this one in because this isn't even a video produced by them. It's produced by one of their technology vendors, and it's a case study, a sense of them on another platform. But what I did like about it is that while the other one and the CEO is really trying to enthusiastically, but reading, this guy's a little bit more chill, and he's definitely a little sleepier, but he's sort of just. It feels more like he's just talking it out. That's the plus side.
I think that's good. I think that's good. Well, I mean, I think to kind of put a bow on both of these, right? It's very easy to get a very technically well shot, well lit video today. Right? It's not difficult. Probably doesn't cost that much, especially for big companies. Like you can get a great cinematographer, make you look great, make you sound great, get you great looking B-roll. all the stuff I've seen in these videos looks fantastic. But that's not the key, because there's so many videos out there that look good. The key is, how do you tell that story to keep it engaging? And that's what I'm hammering at, is that generic B-roll doesn't do that. And that I think with a little more thought on what the B-roll is and how it tells two stories simultaneous, you're going to spend the same amount of money and tell a much bigger, better story.
Richer one.
Right. And
no, I do think it's like, to some degree, with any group, you got to start with them with where they are and try to push them into the next level, and then over time they come to realize there's better ways to do this. Now, I'm glad you brought this all up, because I'm going to give you the example that I found that I really liked.
Okay,
they think hits on what you're suggesting.
All right,
okay, but it's not from these guys. They're still working on leveling up here.
I mean, this is very well produced video, I would say, as far as technical editing, cinematography is really good.
The storytelling's missed.
The story, well, it's just they're missing out half the story because their visuals are not telling a story.
Slightly different tech company. They're also looking to hire.
Hey, what's up? My name is Carl, and I'm part of the Bolt team. What is Bolt? It's a leading European ride-hailing platform, helping millions of people move around in the cities. Bolt was the first global ride-hailing platform to launch e-scooters. Of course, all of this doesn't just happen magically in a snap. Behind this are small teams of exceptional people, moving fast and making a huge impact every day. This is Martin, part of our data science team. He's working on demand prediction, predicting the future with algorithms to make sure that we have drivers in the right places at the right times to pick up the passengers. This is Karina. She makes sure it's all running smoothly when you touch the green button on your phone. Every time you order a ride, in the background, thousands of data requests are made in milliseconds to match you with the right driver. Your bus ticket is always just €2, but what about your ride price? Here's the guy who's training the algorithms for calculating it. It's a mix of lots of elements, like predicting the traffic, balancing demand and supply in the city, calculating best routes, giving campaigns and discounts, deciding how to make it affordable for a rider and attractive for drivers, and finally putting it all together. One of the cool things about working at Bolt is solving global challenges, building something that people use every day. By the way, we're launching new products like pooling and food delivery already this summer. Bolt is live in 100 cities, and we're adding 100 more in 2019.
I already know you like it because we watched it all.
Right. Well, I was trying to see where it goes. All right. So, do you want me to compare it to the other videos?
Well,
so here, let's just take this as it is.
Which company would you want to work for if you're a young, tech person? You're kind of intrigued to figure out where to work, like where to apply, what's interesting. You work in AI. Both companies that use AI technology. That's who they're trying to hire, right?
Right. This one is, that video definitely feels more modern, more slick, more produced than the other ones, right? Because this is almost like a movie shot. Like, there's some famous movie shots, right? Like in Goodfellas, right? It's just this long tracking shot where he meets everyone. This is Johnny 2 times. This is Johnny roast beef, right? And it's one camera move, right? This kind of mimics that. And that's a lot of work, right? Because it's like, you have to know, like, he's going to go that, and then this guy's going to come behind him. And like, that also be planned
out. The dog has to be there, sitting at the right moment.
Right. The other videos we watched, it was done, we're going to interview this person, right? And then when the interview's done, we're going to grab shots to illustrate what they're saying. Say. This is different. This is much more blended. The transitions are very clever. It starts off with this like pounding music, which goes the whole time. And they edit to the music a lot. They work in some slick graphics. When he's taken to the thing. So I think
very difficult, by the way, to make marketing material and marketing videos about software.
Yeah.
That's what's impressive to me about this particular one. The visuals gave you, it's one of those things, gives you enough of an understanding of what's happening. It's not the visual. It's not the mapping out of the, where everybody is and where do you adjust the pricing. But it gives you like something to look at that supports what that role or that person's function is in this company. And it's just enough detail to like, hey, look at all these cool people we got here. And look at all the cool things they're doing.
I agree 100%. But I can't stress enough that I think there's also the format and the editing and the music appeals to younger people, right? The other ones are more standard. The other ones are just, I would say, well shot, okay edited, but they're just kind of standard fare.
Right.
This one feels much more modern and that a younger person would be used to seeing this. And so if you want younger people, you have to create media that appeals to what they consume.
Right.
And this seems to much more than the other ones.
I should say like the views for this one's 35,000 views. This was a 3-year-old movie. In fact, they've done a little bit better since then. But the Absci group, you can also see like more and more views. But it went from like their first one got like 100 or 200 views, and then 700, and then like a couple of thousand.
They're figuring it out.
This is orders of magnitude higher because of the targeting and the shots. And look at the shot we just
that's
stopped
a great
at.
shot.
That's a drone shot there.
Well, it's a drone shot, and they also picked the right time of day.
And then somebody's on a scooter driving with their little green thing. I mean, it's all really done well. How much?
Right, and look at too. Like I don't know if you can see it, but
I should ask you that.
The helmet or the hair or whatever on this person is the same as the car.
It's the brand color.
They're matching it up, right? And they're shooting it at probably magic hour. You see where the sun is.
We thought through this very, very carefully.
This video wasn't just done on the fly.
No,
because you have to plan. You have to plan all that out.
Yeah, it feels like it's something you could. It looks easy, or it looks like you're just suffering really from the behind the scenes.
Really hard.
But it's like I wonder if people hire production teams, put their 20K or whatever, 50K, and they're like, they want this.
Yeah, it doesnn't happen. Yeah, I've been down this road, right? And usually what I get is like, hey, I want a video. I want it to like something like this, and you have $10,000 and you're done. And you're like, I can't do that for $10,000.
Can't do a movie.
And then you're like, what do you want for $10,000? It's like, well, we'll interview your CEO and we'll put B-roll, because we'll give you like a day of interviews, and then a day we'll come shoot B-roll. That's what the other videos we saw were. This is different. This is like, we got to conceive it. What are all the things you want to highlight?
Storyboard the heck out of it.
Then you got to storyboard the heck out, and you have to scout it out. And it's like, okay, if the car comes down the road and then the guy gets out and he walks over, where's the camera going to be? What kind of move is it? How can you say the words? Can you say the lines in the amount of seconds?
City permit to like block the road off to get the shot.
It's much different. Very different. And the dog. Yeah. It's like, does someone have a dog? Do we got to get a dog? We need a well-behaved dog, right? I mean, that's an issue, right? Like,
can I show you one more of these guys? I really like this group's
453,000.
Yeah, views? This is the level up. So this is the level up.
Let's see this one.
We have Bolt.
That was kind of fast, right? Well, that's how we like to
roll.
How many images and graphics did we see in that 13 seconds? How many? You can't even count, right? They're just a lot of energy. It's a lot, and that's what they're telling you is like, we got a lot going on here, man. It's great. Give us your attention. And you're like, what is all that? What? Right? That shows that this company
has energy. It's moving.
They're moving. They're modern. You want to be here because stuff's going on.
Which, by the way, every tech company wants to project that image, right?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
You're in technology.
13 seconds.
We have Bolt, one of Europe's leading tech companies. Almost 100 million customers and over 2,000 employees. Not a company at this scale.
I like how you memorized it, and he's looking at the cameras just moving, and he's just giving it to the way he talks, right? Probably.
And what is every tech company that wants to grow their workforce want to do? They want to do exactly what he's saying. They want to. They have this list of numbers and accomplishments, right? But because that first 13 seconds was so engaging, I'm willing to give him the time to give me this list of numbers, which could be very boring.
Right.
Just be, hi, I'm the CEO of Mark's Game Room. We have this. And that. No one's going to watch that. But we've given them a promise in the first 13 seconds of growth, of energy,
the expectation, and now I got to deliver.
Now you got to deliver, but I'm willing to give him some time, so now he can give me this info. Right?
Grab their attention and then give them the details, not the other way around.
Because frankly, the details, they're not really that. It's not really going to grab you that I have 200. It's like, we're exciting. So of course we have 200 million, right? It's not that they have 200 million. It's like, we're so exciting. Like we have all these people following us, right? But you have to visually get exciting and grab them.
I think I'd like to watch the rest of this thing.
Here are some examples. It took us 5 years to reach 10 million customers. Now we're adding 10 million every 2 months.
Instead of reducing headcount during lockdown, we added another 500 employees and launched
scooters and food delivery in 74 cities in 12 months. But that wasn't enough, so we launched car sharing with Bolt Drive, and that took us 4 months.
And grocery delivery followed just 1 month later. That's 2 new business lines in 5 months.
How did we do it? Well, we don't spend time on bureaucracy. Instead, we move fast in small teams where everybody acts like an owner.
So 13 owners launched Bolt Market in 1 month. So when others are doing this,
we're doing this.
So did you see, like, you're seeing this like old guy, right? It's kind of cool. He gives us this graphic thing, and I feel like, oh, that was a nice surprise. And then, boom, they do this reveal of her, another surprise, right? So they're wrapping their information in little visual surprises, which keeps me wanting to watch more.
Right. It keeps driving the wait. What did I just see?
Right.
Wait. What's going? Like
the promise. Right. The promise is you keep watching will keep giving you these little surprise hits. And what a great place. What an energetic place, right? And it's just cool. And their glasses. This is a fun little thing, right?
I bet it was fun for some of these employees to do this. And it's just short and sweet. And it gets to the point of like, we're growing super fast. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of energy going on. And you definitely want to jump on board if you got the skills to come work for us, right?
Well, and that this company, who I don't even know anything about, they're forward thinking enough to make such an energetic, fun, young style type video as opposed to just a camera of a CEO talking, which people are going to think like, that's my dad's video.
I mean, would you say this is like music video budget level at this point?
As the company grows, so did we. I started as...
That was a fine use of... Let me go back to my B-roll high horse.
Yeah.
Right? So that was all generic B-roll, but it worked. Right? Because it was just feeding into this quick moment of like, we're taking off. Boom, right? It wasn't CSA. It wasn't like, we launched Rocket. It was said nothing about it. Just rockets taking off.
Like a feel of it, right?
Yes.
And then the elements of what we do, which is transportation through apps or the next Uber. Bolt is the next Uber, that kind of feeling.
Okay. Awesome.
As a customer support specialist. And now I'm a regional lead.
And I started as a recruiter. And now I'm a global recruitment manager.
And I've been here for 4.5 years, which is the Bolt average. That's 1.5 years more than the industry average.
And I joined Bolt when it was just a small Estonian startup. Now it's the world's fastest growing mobility platform.
All right, they don't play around this Bolt, guys. Jeez.
I think this, so
they publicly traded,
really
but yes.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. So there's your evolution.
I think so. There you go. I mean, I think this was a very modern feel, fast-paced video. I think compared to the one we saw about the bikes, the one just before this,
the one before it,
Bolt.
right?
Oh, Bolt. It was Bolt.
Yeah, still same Bolt.
Right.
Bolt, right?
So if I was to look at the two, I would say I don't know. They're probably both in the same ballpark as far as budget goes, because this had a fair amount of graphics in it. And a lot
maybe
of
they didn't have they didn't need to do the outside drone shot, get city permits, block the street scenarios, right? Because they didn't have to
do that, but they had a lot of other stuff. Like they had that,
but they had to have a big warehouse, bring in the equipment, and really tightly scripted, and a lot of CGI work on this, right? A lot of like animated moving elements. That's probably the most expensive piece.
Yeah. heard a thing the other day that Estonia is has the most AI or the most tech of any place in Europe. It's crazy.
Really? Estonia?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
They have the best Wi-Fi, the best internet of all of Europe. And
yeah.
So, anyways,
We're
that was
still
cool
working
that
on
they were from there, right?
Look, there's a lot of lessons here. Thanks, Mark. Man, thanks for giving me a little bit of insight. I think you're gonna be a tough. You're gonna be a tough critic.
I think so.
I'm afraid of showing you my own videos. Well, yeah. I mean, thanks. You know what? Let's just leave it at that.
All right, man.
Right there.
I'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Visit throughthenoise.us for more episodes and subscribe to our newsletter. This show is produced by Through the Noise Consulting, uniting external communications and internal IT functions to ensure data and privacy are protected while creating innovative communications platforms. Want to start your own podcast? We can help. Visit getthroughthenoise.com to learn more.